All I can really say is that that's some simply amazing artwork, an odd pastime, but it really sounds like a good hobby. Just like our next subject. Jesse Hannum has visited a musician with very odd instruments. Let's get a better insight on this.
My name's Jeff Alionak. I go by the name Jeff the World, and I'm going to show you my studio here and how I make chip music, or chip tunes. Chip music is kind of a really wide and widely disputed term, but basically it's any music made on old video game or computer hardware, or made to sound like it was made on old video game and computer hardware. So this here is the Atari ST. It's a computer from Atari from like 1985, I believe, somewhere around there, mid-80s. And it's the program here is called Maximizer. It was programmed by a musician named Gwem, and it basically lets you use the sound chip here as a 3-channel synth here. And you can see here the 3 channels on the screen. Fast Tracker 2, this is a classic tracker from, I think it was first released in 95 or 96. And this is kind of one of the programs that really started the tracker scene. Basically the way that a tracker works, traditionally it uses samples. So up here you can see various different samples. So this one here, for example, is a triangle. This one here is kind of a kick sound. This one here is a kind of snare sound. You've got like a bass sound here. Music was made kind of with these old programs called trackers, which were kind of the first kind of music software that people could have in their homes and download and use and make music themselves on their computers. So I was kind of coming from that scene, and there was this great little tracker for the Game Boy called Little Sound DJ, which you paid like $2 for it, or any donation you wanted above $2. And you loaded it onto a flash cartridge that you could put into your Game Boy, and all of a sudden you had this wicked tracker for your Game Boy, and you could use, literally use your Game Boy as a synthesizer and a sequencer. So the Groovebox here is a kind of legendary tool. It's the first, it's the Roland MC303, and it was the first Groovebox. It was made mainly for like trance, techno, and hip hop, which were at the time kind of the sequencing fanatics. They were into that kind of thing. This is a Chaos Pad. It's an effect unit basically. So the sound from the Game Boy goes through it before going out to the speakers. And it's got a touchpad here. This knob here you can change between all sorts of different effects, and basically affect the sound using the touchpad here or the various knobs. It's also got a 4-bank sampler here, so you can sample sounds into the Chaos Pad to play back later. For like the first maybe year or so that I was doing this kind of stuff, I wasn't really aware of like the Toronto scene. I was aware definitely of the online scene, and I have been for a long time. So I had all these musicians, especially from Sweden, Japan, New York. Like there's all these big scenes where the chip music scene has kind of exploded. Toronto kind of didn't really have a scene, but not this year's Nuit Blanche, the one before. I kind of searched for people in the city who made this kind of music, and I found a couple people who did. And we put on kind of a guerrilla performance where we just showed up to Nuit Blanche with a battery and an amplifier, and kind of played out, and we got this pretty big audience there. So we've been playing shows ever since, and this Nuit Blanche as well, we put on another show, and it ended up being enormous. We had like a crowd of 1,000 people going wild. So it's kind of, the Toronto scene's been growing around around some of the people around here: Deadbeat Blast, DJ Eastern Bloc, J. Arthur Keynes, Arasuki. Like it's kind of, there's some growing names now in the Toronto scene.
I never thought I'd be able to find music produced in such an odd fashion. Next up, my own piece. I'm a big health nut, so as most people know. So I went and interviewed some workers at the Big Carrot in Champion on how to make a healthy sandwich. Hi, I'm Nancy Mamize, and this is The Journal, Fast Healthy Eats Under 10. Here we are on Danforth and Pape today outside of Champion. We're gonna get a chicken shawarma and it's gonna be delicious. For under $10. Let's go inside and have a look. I'm here with Abuzo today. How are you?
Good, how are you?
At Champion, there are many different types of options to choose from, such as chicken souvlaki, falafel plate, beef pita. Today I'm ordering a chicken shawarma on whole wheat pita with hummus, iceberg lettuce, fresh tomatoes, pickled turnips, pickles, and red cabbage. The chicken on the spit is perfectly roasted then thinly shaved. This is the ultimate on-the-go meal. The chicken shawarma is about 403 calories and consists of 11 grams of fat. Finishing the shawarma with hot sauce and garlic mayonnaise, but only add a touch. Then it is perfectly wrapped and toasted. And that only took 5 minutes and $5. Hi, we're here on Chester and Danforth at the Big Carrot Organic Juice Bar. Today, I was able to buy a delicious vegetable sandwich consisting of peppers, goat cheese, sprouts, and a delicious butternut squash soup for $10. And it took about 7 minutes to prepare. Not only is it organic and fresh, it is super delicious and healthy. You can get it on the go at any time.